I don't care how much you pay me. I'm not telling it. Because it'll change everything. Certain things will change everything. So you say you feel like no one will ever know. Are you sure no one will ever know?
Unless it's about when I die.
Sometimes people do that bad confession. You know, they feel like they got to get off their chest when they think they're checking out.
That's between me and God. He's already there.
Right.
He already knows.
Right. That's good. That's what you thought. I can deal with that. Tell me how to think of the worst thing you've ever done, and tell me how it makes you feel now that you look back on what you did. Look at Ricky. Think about it, because a lot of times we put it back, we put it behind us, we repress it, and we just we don't like to visit that. But think about the worst thing you've ever done. And now tell me how it makes you feel now that you think back on it. Just tell me how you feel about it.
Ashamed.
Ashamed? Like, explain the shame. Tell me about how shame. Tell me.
Like, to the point where I don't even like to think.
Yeah.
Think back on it. It's just like, ugh, why I do that?
You remember what it felt like?
Yeah.
What you think, Larry?
Disgusted.
Disgusted. Disgusted at who?
Myself.
At you? Why?
I knew it was wrong.
You knew it was wrong. Were you alone? Okay. I understand that. Okay. I'm asking random questions because I'm gonna kind of show you something. That's good. I know that right there. You ever did it and realized right after you did it? Anybody been there like almost immediately after you did it and backed up like?
Or even when you're doing it.
Or even while. That's even while. Like right in the midst. Right in the midst of it. You like, what am I doing?
I don't know. I can think of a lot of bad things that I've done, but I can't pick out a worst bad thing that I've done. I think they're all about on the same plane.
Okay, that's crucial. That's pretty critical. Those are critical levels.
You need to rethink your life.
None of them are any better or worse. They all just kind of are.
Right. It's just bad. What about you? The worst thing now. The worst thing you've ever done.
I can't really think of worst thing.
Just several bad things or one bad thing?
Like several things.
Okay, I understand that. How did you feel? I want to pull something out today about calling on the Lord, because it's not all emotional, but emotions are involved on some level. You know, I think when we get so emotional, we get churchy, and then we discount the whole concept that God intended for us calling on Him and Him answering. Tell me how it felt after you did one of those things. Tell me how you felt.
Bad.
But that's the general feeling. It's definitely bad. I'm not trying to get too in your business, but I'm gonna ask a question that might help somebody. Were you alone?
I can't really think.
Okay.
It's funny because the bad things are rarely alone, unless you start off with somebody and you did them away.
Oh. Yeah.
Like it's that woman at the Lululemon. Yeah, she killed her coworker.
That's
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I thought the worst thing I could think of is just up and kill somebody.
Right. I'm talking about your worst thing. You don't have a worst thing.
I
Right.
don't think I have a worst thing.
Yeah, were you
I was likely alone. I'm a loner.
You were alone.
I was alone.
Okay.
We're loners, so we're probably
were alone.
Probably alone.
I would say I wasn't alone, but the situation, it was more me that was in the wrong.
Okay.
Because the person probably didn't know.
Right.
I would say. So I didn't feel like myself. I felt like I hit rock bottom.
Okay. I understand that. Hit rock bottom. Okay. Were you oh, this isn't too personal. Were you at home or were you out? for your thing? Were you at home or were you out? Everybody smile. Some people smile like, I don't know if I should say this because then it might. Were you at home or were you out somewhere else? How many were at home? Raise your hand for that thing. How many were out somewhere else? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay. This is time we're gonna be completely honest, but I'm not gonna ask you your stuff, so don't worry about it. How did you fix it? What about you, Morgan? It looks like, thank you. No. What about you? How did you feel afterwards?
Stupid.
Okay, I definitely felt stupid. Like, I should know better. I'm smarter than this. You felt stupid after. I'm talking about the worst thing now. Because I feel stupid after some things and they're not so bad. Because I'm like, dang, I wish I hadn't said that. Or what? Like, you felt stupid after this. If you could go back in time to that thing that made you feel stupid, what would you do differently? Without giving too many details, what would you do differently?
I would have made a better choice.
Okay. Choice of places, choice of people, or choice of things?
Thing.
Good. Good. Very good. All right. How did you fix it? How'd you fix it? Did you fix it? Could you fix it? Or was the damage done and irreparable? It was just, you can't fix that. It's just done. What did you gain? I'm writing these questions down. Because you might have gained something out of it. Well, we may not be able to put this on in there. What did you gain? How did you fix it? First, let me ask you this. Could it be fixed?
Yeah.
Could it be fixed? Like, after you did it, could you have gone back and fixed it?
Yeah.
The one thing you're thinking about, right? Some things you can fix, some things you can't fix. Because once they're done, it's like, and this is for somebody who probably will be watching this. I'm certain somebody's going to be watching this. And they're going to want to know how you fix it. How did you fix it? The thing that you did the thing that really made you feel like low life, feel like scum, feel like whatever. How did you fix it? Or how could you have fixed it? Somebody give me some kind of input. Because people want answers.
Confess
Confess to whom?
to the person you did that against if they didn't know.
Okay. Woo! That's risque, man. It's necessary. Wow. Confess. That could change your life. I mean, if it's as bad as my thing.
Confess to them, like what you had AIDS or something like that.
That's a pretty bad thing, but
You took it.
I mean,
far
but you
enough.
trying to,
Let's
why you
get
gotta confess to them though? Is what I'm trying to ask. Unless it was something like that.
Oh, I mean, if you did something to hurt someone and they wound up, they didn't know, you should probably let them know, like, hey, you might want to go to the clinic.
Many people that be like,
Think about that, because that's rough. Ricky's eyebrows are up. He's like,
like, sorry, I thought
Yeah.
I gave you AIDS.
You confess, Rick.
You shouldn't have cheated on me. I mean,
okay, let me put it out there, because right now it's kind of general, but this is necessary. I mean, I'm trying to be as vague as I possibly can, but throw out some suggestions for somebody who might need this. Because calling on the Lord is definitely a part of this. We're going to make sure we get back to where that fits in. So you stole something from your job, you're going to go and tell your boss that you stole it?
No.
Think about it.
If it's a possession and nobody knows it's gone and you realize it's wrong to take it, you could put it back.
Okay, put it back.
I mean, as long as it's not like something that runs out.
like,
It's not like, I took the money, I took $100 and all that's left is $5. That's when I put the $5 back.
So, put it back. Okay. Put it back. What else? How else could you have fixed this?
You can.
First, you have to reevaluate yourself and admit that
It was wrong.
something was done that you shouldn't have been doing.
But sometimes
So
the
you
worst
have
thing
to
that you ever
have
done.
some sort of self-realization.
Because like, it took me a while to realize the worst thing that I'd ever done was even wrong in the first place. Like,
Okay. Did you know it was wrong before you did it? Like you said, it took you a minute to realize it was wrong. Sometimes you don't really know until you do it. Like
at the time, it's like at the time, the situation that's just me in particular. At the time, no, it wasn't wrong. Like in my head, I wasn't wrong.
Situation where a physical act was done against another person, against their will. Okay? Physical act was done to somebody against their will. And it was incredibly painful. Incredibly painful, right? You thought that's what the person wanted. But it turns out that in the middle of it, that's not what they wanted at all. At all. And the person was injured in the process.
Should I stop this?
Stop there for a minute. Stop there for a minute. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
Okay.
Let's see.
There's
I
always
gotta
a
get the
edit.
answer.
It is always edited.
Okay, right. It's always editing.
See something shimmering.
Person didn't want that at all and was injured in the process. How do you fix that?
I'm sorry. I mean, my bad.
Say that again? Okay.
You in trouble either way.
Right, okay.
What you mean?
I'm trying to be. Okay. In this person's situation, two particular people are engaged
There's a pause button.
in an act, right, and you think that this is something that the person wants. And it seems like, for all rights and purposes, that it seems like something that is real. Right? Yeah, come on in, sit down. Come on in, sit down. Come on in, sit down. Hey! Whoa! Come on in, baby. Come on in. Right? Physical act.
Yeah, we might read it.
Yeah, it's plenty. Start from the
You
beginning.
want to shut this down?
Physical act.
You want to shut that down? We made sure of our conversation. You want to shut that down?
They shall give you too much away.
Throw out something in there.
It's one of these kids right now.
It's not going to stay closed, but yeah.
So why you close it? It's not gonna stay closed.
I know.
Just close it to the back of your
Yeah,
book.
that's all good. That's all good. Physical act. Two people are engaged in a physical act. And for all rights and purposes, these people are together, and it seems like everything's going well. One person makes a decision to do a certain thing, to make a certain move, and thinks the person wants to go along with this. Child of the blush, but baby, you're not. Person attempts things and engages things, but come to find out, that's not what she was thinking about at all, right? Injures the person in the process. Person is injured. Person is injured very badly. And after the hollering and screaming, there is silence. How do you fix that? Because that was against the other person's will.
But I thought you won.
Somebody slapped him.
Well, it looked like you did. Because you wanted other things.
Big, that remind me of
You
that
wanted
special
other
victims
things.
unit that ended real controversial.
Yes, that episode.
Yeah,
that episode was real good.
You wanted other things.
I like that episode.
So I assume because you wanted other
was
things
amazing.
that you wanted this too.
I remember this one.
Oh, this is a new one.
Oh, wow.
This is relatively
That happens often?
What, 2 weeks? I think it had to be 2 weeks ago. This is 2 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
She's injured in the process. So he said she. injured in the process. And there is silence after that. How do you fix that?
You don't.
How? Because when I say injured, I'm talking about injured.
It feels like you need to turn yourself in.
You confess, you turn yourself in, you confess.
And even if you come to her and say, I'm sorry. Like,
Because there's silence because we're both here and I can't even talk to you because of what just happened. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, so she sounded like, why in the world did you just do that?
Why in the world did you do that? That is not what I signed up for.
Oh, I'm thinking, you know.
And she's injured, and because she is injured in the process. Woefully so. With effects that she may be finished now, but currently dealing with. How do you fix that?
like,
What's the first step? Something has to happen because now we have two people in the same room who can't look at each other. Because if this person gets up and leaves, that's a big fat problem. If you stay, I don't know what to say to you. What's step one to that?
Tell a joke.
what you mean tell a joke? That's funny.
That's the first thing I would thought to do. Like,
1, 2, 3.
Not who's this?
like so the chicken crossed the road. Why?
Okay.
Yeah, what do you do? She's injured. She's injured, and he's injured a little bit too.
Jesus.
I would have
Are
to.
there two people? Just 2 people or just 3 people?
This is
What a third person.
Did I see one other person would be injured if there are 3? But there are 2 people involved. But he is injured too. He admits.
Yep. Somebody slipped in.
He admits that he's injured too.
I mean, if it were me and something real drastic happening like that, and we just both, and I'm just in shock,
Because that's
Like
exactly what it was.
then I think it would be best to leave. I might not even be open for you to even
Come and try to
come and try
apologize.
to do anything.
I mean,
at that
leave on
point.
the
Do I
spot.
touch you?
Oh no! Oh
So
no!
we are all in agreement.
Not even to help me call 911.
Apparently, you did too much of that.
Because I do care about you. I just stepped over the line.
You pass me the phone and you get out of my house.
I stepped over the line. But I care about you.
Pass me the phone and get out of my house.
Not as much as you thought.
But you were all
No, that's
for
because it
things.
might have
You were
been
all for things now.
miscommunication.
Remember now, you were all for things about 5 minutes ago.
Not this thing.
You were doing some things too
I
now.
mean, I personally want the phone just to check on myself. Like,
Say it.
So it's a change of mind?
I don't know if it's a change of mind or something unexpected.
Oh, how this hurts.
You see what I'm saying? So you were all for things at some point.
Right.
So I assumed that you were for everything.
Right.
But you weren't for everything. You were just for what you
Certain
were for.
things.
Certain things.
I think usually it start like,
What do you say after that? Because somebody wants a real answer to this question.
That's why we need
I
to
thought
love
we were
control.
gonna go ahead, we didn't, we both hurt. I'm gonna go ahead and handle all this right now. So,
I just feel like for some people
If
that
I'm
was still
stepping
about
out.
an argument though. Like,
nah, I mean, cause evidently she's not going to want to argue. She's hurt.
She's not
She ain't
gonna
put no
talk either.
argument. She don't have to talk. She just gotta listen.
she ain't gonna want to do that.
If he's
If
apologizing,
she don't want to talk, she don't want to listen. She ain't got.
This part,
At that point in time,
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. Okay, I'll be the girl. I'm not crying, but I am in shock. Because I did not expect
and like when you
that
say
side of you.
injuries,
You see what I'm saying? I didn't expect that.
now
But
I think
he
when you-
did. Because expectations now. The expectations are, we had different
Some phone
expectations.
calls to the hospital.
Yeah.
You gonna have to leave it at that.
So you call somebody.
No, I said a hospital. She
You call
gotta
hospital?
get. She gotta get.
She probably should.
You need some.
She needs to make an appointment.
Hey.
Yeah, that's why I said my only words would be pass me the phone and leave.
But don't call 911.
I'm
You
saying,
call
I'm like calling my cousin or something.
Personally, I would.
You were consensual at one point.
Right.
It was
Exactly.
consensual at one point now. So,
Esther, you don't want to hear that.
Actually, no, they do listen to you behind that.
see, if it's
And it
consensual,
matters how much.
then we don't know if you changed your mind in the middle.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because now it's your word
STDs.
against
Injuries, but
mine.
you don't have to
It's your
shut
word
your
against mine.
Just the two of them.
And it's just a two. Who do you call? What do you do?
Call your mom.
What do you do? Do you call your mom?
I'm calling
Because if you call your mom,
You better that's what you call. That's the last person you call. Your mother? That's the last person you call.
I know my mother.
some people
Jesus,
could call
but-
it. Some people could.
But like, I know this is just, I know for a fact, just from speaking, not from personal experience, but if you go to the hospital with a situation like that where it started out consensual, you can get run for STDs and treated for your injuries, but as far as charges go, that's all on you. So they don't have to go like looking for him or anything like that, but they can treat you, you know, say, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to make a follow-up appointment, this, that, and the third. That's why I was saying pass
You
me
call
the phone.
911, do you go to the emergency room? Do you
No, call the urgent care line.
Once you call 911,
That call is.
you start a ball rolling.
That's why I would just call the urgent care line.
Because now I want you to remember now, these are two people who care about each other.
I think
Sophistication.
I think
Are they
that
engaged? Things in it.
Do they have relationship ties?
because
Do they have relationship ties? Are they in a relationship?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like one night. It was there was a
They care
mutual
about
understanding. We care about each other. You know, it's been us.
So the act before this act has happened before.